I was really looking forward to watching Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties because I really enjoyed the first film, and I have to say this one's pretty good. It's not as good, but I enjoyed it. This was released in 2006. It's directed by Tim Hill, and we have a great cast, including, of course, Breckin Meyer as John and Jennifer Love Hewitt as Liz, with Bill Murray voicing Garfield. A standout for me was also Billy Connolly, who is amazing in this. I loved his performance, I loved his character, definitely very entertaining. And the narrative involves Garfield going to England and meeting a cat who is living a very wealthy lifestyle, and they kind of accidentally swap lives, very much a Prince and the Pauper kind of story. And while this other cat is trying to deal with living with Garfield's life, Garfield is enjoying the wealthy life and the finer things in life. And I don't want to say too much about the specifics that happen. I don't want to give away too much because I do recommend it, but I thought it worked really well. The pacing was really great. And I think the other cat was pretty fabulous. I think the cat was a very likable character. But we also have some other animals, quite a lot of animals in this, actually. And there's this bulldog, and it is so cute. It is the cutest thing ever. Odie is also in it, of course, and the animals are just beautiful. The CGI with Garfield, not to ruin it, Garfield isn't a real cat in this. He is a CGI cat, but it definitely is the right decision, as I mentioned in the previous film, because we get some fabulous facial expressions. And one of my favourite moments, it just made me laugh. This is, well, I guess it's a tiny spoiler for something that happens, but it doesn't spoil the overall narrative. But basically, the two cats meet, and they're trying to mirror each other. And I'm not explaining it very well, but it's so entertaining and so well done. And there are just a few moments here and there that I found to be really great. As I mentioned, for me, one of the brilliant things was Billy Connolly. I just thought his performance was fabulous, the way he reacted, or perhaps overreacted, to the cat. Because obviously Garfield has a very different personality to Prince, the other cat, and things are very interesting when he's around, to say the very least. The setting works really well, and the home is absolutely gorgeous. It actually uses Castle Howard for Castle Carlisle. What I will say is this was slightly confusing because there is a Carlisle Castle in the UK. So when I was watching it, I was thinking, hang on, that's not Carlisle Castle? What are you talking about? It's actually, well, according to IMDb, it's spelled differently to the actual Carlisle Castle. But I feel like for a British audience or anybody who's aware of Carlisle Castle, calling it Carlisle in the film wasn't the best decision because we already have one of those. But nevertheless, the name aside, the building is beautiful. Castle Howard is absolutely gorgeous. The interiors were actually at Greystone Park and Mansion in California, not to ruin the set in England vibes there or anything, but it's beautiful and it's appealing to look at and visually gorgeous. And I rather enjoyed the setting a lot, and having the two Garfields, as it were, was great. They do look basically identical. There were times when they were both on screen together, and I can't tell the difference. But then occasionally one of them would do something that's definitely more of a Garfield thing. So it definitely takes a little bit of concentration every now and then, but in general, it's not too bad. As I said, I didn't love it as much as the first film, but I did really like the first film, so that's not really saying very much. And I certainly do recommend it. It's a decent narrative, decent pacing, great cast, great characters, beautiful setting, and lots of lovely animals. So no real complaints from me. Might not be as good as the first film, but Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties, or Garfield 2 as it's also called, is still a good film and one I'm happy to recommend.